I'm Steph Strickland from GeekWire Studios. We are here today talking about how wonderful gets done. Performance made flexible. Let's introduce our panelists. We'll start with you, Caroline.
Hi, everyone. This is Caroline Chan. I'm with the Intel Network Platform Group. I'm the Vice President and General Manager of Network Business Incubator Division.
And you, Maury.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maury Lin, the General Manager for IoT and Edge Computing in Supermicro.
Thanks for being here. And Sid.
Hello, everyone. Sid Chenumolu, the Vice President of Technology and Architecture at Dish. Glad to be here.
Sid, my first question is coming to you. Intel, Supermicro, and Dish have worked together now for a while. So can you tell me a little bit about this collaboration and what problem you're trying to solve?
At Dish, we are trying to build, or actually we are in the process of building the first cloud-native 5G network in US. And to do that, we have two big pillars for our network. One is the O-RAN, and the second one is automation. When I say automation, automation through machine learning. And for both, compute is the number one requirement. The faster the compute is better. Now, being a new entrant, we are definitely cost conscious, but more importantly for us, automation is everything. That means we have to automate every task that we have on hand. And for that, we need massive compute resources. That means we are not, when I say 5G is not about the user data traffic alone, but also to automate my own network as to how we run all the backend processes, we need a lot of compute. Now that is critical for us, and the Intel's next generation Xeon platform gives us the best cost to performance ratio. Again, as an operator, we all look at only two key criteria. One is energy efficiencies and cost per bit. And the two key metrics is where the Xeon solution, the next generation one, exceeds. Now, in some of our testing, early testing has shown that the performance is as good as 50% compared to what we have currently. So looking forward to that.
These companies have collaborated, as you mentioned, on O-RAN and the Edge solution. So what is announced and how do you see this collaborative effort evolving over time, Sid?
So we have been working together for a long time now, and Intel and Supermicro have been great partners. Right? We have been testing our solutions. We have been coming up with new software loads, working together with Intel on Supermicro platform that range from all the way from edge, far edge to the core of the network. And this year again is big for us since we are prepping ourselves for the market launch. And the fact that we are doing this presentation together speaks that we are great partners. In addition, I would say we are working very closely with the Supermicro in the O-RAN working group, where we are defining the reference design for the first of its kind outdoor macro cells. Now, in addition to that, we see working together, or I would say closely together, on the right sizing of solution depending on how our deployment shapes up and how we grow. Now, with the flexibility that Xeon solution offers us to have a solution that can be as small as an 8-core versus as big as a 40-core in each processor, we need to have a server or a compute solution that fits the same sizing. So, which is where I think working closely with partners like Supermicro is great for us.
It's a perfect opportunity, Maury, for me to bring you into the conversation. Can you elaborate on the collaboration between these companies?
So Supermicro has been working closely with Dish teams on the edge topic and also the radio access network topics. And in this combination here, that's required one of the key technology to connect all these things together. We use the Intel third generation Xeon scalable processor. And covering this possibility here, it's also need to understanding about the Dish, the facing challenge. So I think Sid already lay out a very clear picture here. From the data center core network all the way to the edge and far edge, there are lots of things need to be think about. And then we talk about the telco edge here. There are lots of requirements different than the things we set up inside data center, including a requirement for the thermal challenge and the size for the compact one, and also the outdoor edge for the IP65 rating things. And this year, Supermicro also brought the Hyper-E series. It's one of the product able to support lots of the multiple accelerators. And this could provide flexibility to make this 5G O-RAN and also the Intel FlexRAN possibility altogether in one box. So I think this is a great chance for all of us.
Caroline, I have to get your thoughts. I know this is something you are incredibly proud of and passionate about.
I just echo what Sid said, right? Dish is building the first 5G cloud native network here in the United States. And what that means is he mentioned compute, he mentioned AI, and also the O-RAN compliant. What that really means is that you need to take what we traditionally build with a telco specific SKU, but really you're now using this Intel third generation Xeon scalable processor that combines with the persistent memory, the Ethernet adapters, and also the hardware acceleration. On top of it, we provided the software reference stack that's compliant to 3GPP and the ORAN principle. We call them FlexRAN reference software that enables the ecosystem to go quickly to the market. All the software tools we provide, what essentially does is it takes what's traditionally only resides in the data center in the cloud. Now you migrate that to the edge, to the 5G network. So you mentioned the cost and performance. So this Xeon processor does support the 5G massive MIMO. So think about what traditionally powers the data, the cloud native principle, the cloud economics. Through the Supermicro innovation, we are now bringing it to the 5G network all the way down to the RAN. And that's a first, and that's very exciting for all of us who's been in the telco industry for a long time. It has the trajectory to completely change the economics of building our 5G networks.
Morey, I have to ask you, you sort of touched on this, but tell me a little bit more about why Supermicro.
Yes. So we unleashed the data center computing performance to the edge computing architectures. Over 100 new possibilities through the Intel latest technology, the Xeon scalable processors. Supermicro offering different form factor to system design. And I believe these things sometimes need to have a more understanding to how to put the right form factor into the customer's problems. At that time here, we have the data center architecture with the multiple density node, including the AI, mentioning about the machine learning, put the different accelerators inside. And all the way across to the core network will require more networking high performance part. And that all the way to the far edge will require different things. I mentioned about the outdoor rating for the IP65, but actually lots of the indoor at the edge also need to be taken care of, including the flexibility for different accelerator cards from Intel, such as the Moonbright card, and also other software package from the FlexRAN, and also the dish network architecture use virtualization make all this possible. In this possibility here, we're offering different kind of product line possibility, including the blade type product, and also the twin type products. And those kind of things, we have several things optimized for the telco customers, including the NAPS level certification, and also compliant to the ORAN working group requirements Sid mentioned. And also all possibility here, we also offering the longer life cycle with the higher availabilities to the customers, and all this to help to protect the customer investment. So I think that this has become one of the flexibility to respond back to the ORAN and also the coming 5G opportunities with the dish together Intel.
Sid, I have to bring you into the conversation to get your thoughts on this.
For past few months, we have been working together on different aspects of the network, bringing different domains together. When I say I have a core domain, RAN domain, transport, orchestration, etc., we have different domains in the network that make up an entire 5G. But one thing that is common and that is unique for us is that they're all disaggregated. And what I mean by that is that I have a software running on a different train of innovation while my hardware is doing its own stuff. So I have decoupled completely software and hardware. They're disaggregated, which is beautiful. And the reason is that it's not something a traditional telcos or even the incumbent vendors are doing it. So we are on this virtualized journey, and the partners like Supermicro and Intel are enabling us there. Now, 5G is all about use cases, right? Whether the flexibility to offer a customized SLA, whether it's Industry 4.0 or a smart agriculture, we need compute. We need storage, we need networking, pretty much everything what Caroline just mentioned that's coming from Intel. Now, in the 5G, it's definitely very compute intensive because we're processing a lot of data, as I said. But it's important that we have the right size compute and right size solution at different segments of the network. What I mean is that if I want a solution that is geared towards the RAN, I'm going to go to Supermicro and ask for the NEPS compliant box. That means a solution that's NEPS certified. If I want for edge or a Mac applications, I'm going to go ask them for a smaller form factor, but with high compute capability. And similarly, for any data center deployment, I'm looking for a high density server from Supermicro. I think between Intel R&D and the Supermicro support, I see that we have right solutions in the right place.
Yeah, I cannot agree with Sid more, because one thing that is really key that what he mentioned is that 5G is not just about consumer, it's about use cases. So if you think about what Dish had to deliver, it's SLA, it's network slicing end to end. Now, Intel's third generation Xeon scalable processor provide a consistent architecture from the core, the cloud, all the way to the far edge to enable Dish to deliver this consistent SLA to the enterprise customer. And that's going to be a really important part of the ROI. And that's really where, when you say 5G cloud native network, that's really shines. You bring the cloud innovation through the CI/CD process down to the telco. It's very exciting. It will change the how telco from now on rolling out new networks like this.
It's incredible to be able to speak with three of you and understand what it is that you're accomplishing in the space. I'd like to get some final thoughts. Maury, I'll start with you.
Supermicro design and manufacture in United States. And I think this is one of the key values we brought to these two leaders here, Intel and Dish, in this edge computing and 5G architecture environment. With this possibility here, all our engineers here in our headquarters, Silicon Valley, all the engineering resources and innovations can quickly respond to the US customers. And also, we also have a global infrastructure to support the worldwide deployment for our customers to scale up and scale wide. And we really appreciate all this partnership here. And thank you, Sid, and thank you, Caroline.
Sid, let me get your thoughts.
We are ready to launch a O-RAN network in US, the first of its kind in third quarter this year. This is huge. And the Xeon-based solutions will be right at the center of it. I think it's a big step forward and a crucial to define how the O-RAN deployments get implemented in the future. Exciting times, and I look forward to the collaboration.
Caroline, he could not have set me up better to toss to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank both Supermicro and Dish for this partnership. This is a birth of a new type of innovation that's fundamentally revolutionize telco. Very proud that Intel third generation Xeon scalable processor is in the heart of this. Thank you so much for your partnership.
And thank you to all of our panelists for joining us today. If you would like to check out more, just head to Intel's Partner Pavilion at the URL you see on your screen. And that is how wonderful gets done.